Hi, BookTube. This is Johnny. I thought since it's the 1st of August that I would do my to be read pile, or what I plan to read or continue to read throughout the month of August. I've pretty much been reading the same things. I still plan to read throughout the month of August the things I was reading probably not only in July but in June. And what I'm going to do is mention the books by priority, as the books I'll mention first are the ones I'm really primarily focusing on in the month of August, and then the ones towards the end are the ones that I will read here and there. First of all, I got a new translation in the mail of the Decamperian by Gervonta Baccalini. You know, a minute ago I knew how to pronounce it. But this is the translation that Adam in Minamore, we're having a buddy read in September, and this is the one he said to buy, and so I bought another translation. I have other translations, I'll show them to you. I have this translation of the Decamperian. I got this is the large print one. Don't know who translated it. And then I have one that our oldest son left when he was in college, the Decamperian. This is translated by Richard Allington. And then I found this one that I didn't know I had. This is the Penguin Classic, a Decamperian. This is translated by the one I bought after Adam in Minamore. This is the one, but then he changed it to this one. So now I have two translations of this. So now I got 5. My wife said, "Do you need any more?" Well, and tonight I was reading the introduction to this. So I plan to read that throughout August and into September. First of all, I mentioned the books I'm going to read in the mornings. As you know, I try to read Christian books in the mornings, and in the afternoons and evenings and nighttime I read secular books. Now sometimes I'll read Christian books all the time, all day long, if I get into a certain mood or I get burnt out or my brain stops functioning. Sometimes I'll just stop reading everything and read something on prayer or Saint on the Cross, something like that. But as far as the mornings, I plan to read, as I've been showing you, I'm still reading Sons and Son, Riches and Reach of Adoption in Christ by David B. Garner. I still want to read that. And I've been reading the book of Jeremiah, the Bible Medieval Tradition, translated and editor Joy A. Schroeder. And I still plan to read Covenant and Commandment, Works, Obedience, and Faithfulness in the Christian Life by Bradley G. Green. And The Deep Things of God, How the Trinity Changes Everything by Fred Sanders. And I'm still looking at The Triune God by Fred Sanders. Those are things if I read anything in the mornings, if I wake up in the morning and my brain is functioning, I'll probably focus on these in August. Now I still have on my study desk the first 1,000 years of ancient church history. I have the Reformation commentary on 1 Corinthians, but I've been focusing on these in the mornings in July and probably in August too. Now when it comes in the afternoons, my first priority are these books. I still should mention I'm still reading The Luminaries, a novel by Eleanor Canton. I'm halfway through this. I should do a book review. I think a lot about it. I got a lot of thoughts about it, pros and cons. And maybe I'll get around to really giving a review or sharing my reflections on this. But I do plan to continue to reading it. I like the book. I find it interesting. There are flaws, but overall I have enjoyed it. So I'm going to read this throughout the month of August. And I'm still going to read, as far as priority, let me see here. Oh yeah, I still want to read what I was reading in July, this biography, A Rebel in Defense of Tradition, A Life and Politics of Dwight Macdonald by Michael Wreszin. I still want to read this. I still want to read some of his essays, Dwight Macdonald, Masscult and Midcult Essays Against the American Grain. And I still want to read his letters. And I don't read all the letters, but as I'm going through the biography on Dwight Macdonald, I look at certain letters, certain years, but I don't read every single one of them. But I still plan to look at this. And then I still plan to read in the month of August the biography of Henry David Thoreau, A Life by Laura Daslow Walls. And I look at once in a while his book Walden by Thoreau, and once in a while I look at the journals and throughout the month of August. And I still want to read throughout the month of August Angela Carter, The Invention of Angela Carter, a biography by Edmund Gordon. I really have been enjoying this, and I want to get more into this, and I want to read The Bloody Chambers and other stories by Angela Carter, and I want to read Shaking Leg, Collected Writings of Angela Carter. And then as we go, I still have been reading the biography of Samuel Pepys, Unequaled Self by Claire Tomaine. I really have been enjoying this and plan to keep reading it in August, looking at the Pepys anthology and Samuel Pepys Schroeder, the Schroeder Pepys of his diaries. Now I don't read these, but I look through them once in a while if they're referred to in the biography. I'll look them up. But I plan to read that throughout August. And for relaxation, I'm still reading the Voyager and Tribal Writings by Russell Banks. I still plan to read The Last Intellectuals, American Culture in the Age of Academia by Russell Jacob. I really have enjoyed this. And I'm still reading, I start reading this, A Sideways Look at Time Essays. This is the whole philosophical reflections on time by Jay Griffins. And down at the end of the list, The Young Radicals in the War of American Ideas by Jeremiah McCarter. I really want to get back into this. And this is a reread, Psychogeography by Merlin Coverley. The Art of Wandering, The Writer as a Walker by Marilyn Colbert. These are all towards the end of the list. I start reading Husserman, The Distinction by Paul LaForge. I've been rereading along with this historical fiction novel that takes place in Paris in the 1850s, The Other Paris. I mentioned I was reading this last year. I've been rereading it, really enjoying it. A really great book on Paris, France. So these are all towards the end of the list. And way at the bottom of the list is Night Ocean by Paul LaForge. I got this in the mail the other day. And way at the bottom of the list is Phone, the new novel by Will Self. These are on my to-be-read pile for the month of August. Now, I might find some more things. I'm going to a big, huge book sale on the 11th of August. So I might find something that might catch my interest, and I might start reading there. As you know, I make it known in my videos, I'm a reader. I read all the time. I don't necessarily finish everything that I read. I tend to read all these books. What I'll do, I'll read Thoreau one day. The next day, I'll read Samuel Pepys. I'll read this one day, and then maybe I'll read Essays on Time. Maybe I'll read The Last Intellectuals. Maybe I'll read the Voyager Travel Writings by Russell Banks. And maybe I'll read, one day I'll read Andrew Carter, The Invention of Andrew Carter, Biography by Edmund Gordon. The other day I spent 3 or 4 hours reading The Luminaries, this novel by Eleanor Canton. So I kind of break it up, you know, you have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I kind of try to read throughout the week. And I'm always taking notes, I'm always looking things up, doing research. So I kind of read slow, I ponder. But all these things I really have been enjoying. I haven't got bored, I haven't got burnt out. So these are things I'll be reading throughout the month of August, Lord willing. I have books coming in the month of August. I have the annotated Frankenstein coming in the mail. I have a book by Proust, Letters to His Neighbor. I have some other books coming in the mail this month. But I'll show those when they come. So these are my to be read throughout the month of August. Today, I don't know, what did I read today? Today I read, let me see, what did I read today? I think I read that. Well, today I really had a hard time staying awake. I don't know, some days I have those days where I just want to go to sleep. So I just read not that much today. So I can't remember what I read today. I think that's right. I was reading the introduction to the Camper Inn this evening, and I'll do that tonight because I really want to get background into this and getting prepared for the buddy read in September with Adam. So I'll sign off on that. Today is a Tuesday. It is 8:54 here in West Michigan. It is August the 1st. It's 84 degrees inside the house. It's a Tuesday night. My wife is working, and then she's off for 5 nights. And I have a bunch of thrift store finds I got to show in a video. And like I said, I want to share my thoughts on this novel, The Luminaries by Eleanor Canton. So that's about it. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for the comments. And do hope that you have a good week. And until next time, bye.